It's no secret that there are big problems going on at Marvel Studios right now, with Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe being a complete disaster, not just on streaming, but also with the box office results. And now Phase 5 is getting off to a terrible start with the failure of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium. And then we heard about some delays going on, some TV shows, and The Marvels. For about the fourth time, The Marvels, which was originally Captain Marvel 2, a sequel to Brie Larson's Captain Marvel, was also once again being delayed. And Disney came out and said, well, it's to finish up post-production, blah, blah, blah. Well, all the things we're hearing about this have very little to do with the poor production quality that we've seen for the past several years of Marvel, and everything to do with behind-the-scenes problems, including Brie Larson. The Marvels reportedly a shit show, entire project in trouble as Brie Larson is upset it's not called Captain Marvel 2. And those are just apparently some of the problems that are going on behind the scenes. We've heard that the test screenings were an abomination, that they were terrible, that audiences despised it, and that's one of the reasons they decided to delay it once again, do more reshoots once again. But these have much more to do with interpersonal drama behind the scenes. Let's get into this. The Marvels delay rumored to be down to behind-the-scenes drama with star Brie Larson. The Marvels, Marvel Studios' upcoming sequel to Captain Marvel, which, they decided they needed to give Brie Larson something else. They needed to give her some more protection from the critics and from the fans and the audience. So they added some more people of color to star with Brie Larson. That's what it turned into instead of a standalone sequel. Was recently pushed back from July 28th to November 10th. And if a new rumor is to be believed, there could be a little more to this story than we've been led to believe. Shortly after the delay was announced, reports indicated the movie was pushed to allow more time for post-production. And while that might be true, Jeff Snyder's heard it's not the main reason. On tonight's episode of The Hot Mic, Snyder said he'd heard star Brie Larson has not been the easiest to work with. The word nightmare was used, and his clash with co-star Teyonah Parris. We're not exactly sure why or how, and that's Monica Rambeau, if you guys didn't know, if you hadn't paid attention to what's going on. That's going to be Monica Rambeau in this movie. We're not exactly sure why or how this could impact the film's post-production, but Snyder suggested there have been some diva-like behavior behind the scenes. Apparently, Larson wasn't happy that the sequel was titled The Marvels and not Captain Marvel 2, because she feels the franchise was originally built around her being cast in the lead role before any writer or director was brought on board. Oh, and apparently the same thing is going on with Mahershala Ali and what's going on with Blade. This is a disaster of epic proportions. You know what I mean? Like the fact that we now have all this coming out, that there's all this chaos, all these delays, all these rumors that they are desperately in panic mode right now for the MCU, and they should be. But this is really all of their own making. When they decided, when Kevin Feige, Victoria Alonso, all these people came out there while Marvel was on top of the world, seemingly could do no wrong, and said, you know what? In Phase 4, we're going to focus less on entertaining fans and more on pushing an agenda. They came out and said that explicitly, that that's what they were going to do. And it didn't work. It hasn't worked. It won't work. It's driving the fan base away. And the mainstream media was in denial about this. They were covering for them. They were trying to use the COVID excuse. They were doing everything they can. No longer. The failure of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium, after all this buildup, the beginning of Phase 5, pushing Kang as the new big villain. And this is a movie that likely will not hit $500 million, that won't make as much as the first Ant-Man or the second Ant-Man, and is going to lose money for the MCU, for Disney. It's now undeniable for people that Marvel is in trouble. And now you have all of this going on. Do you remember when Brie Larson, appeared at D23 and was asked about returning to the MCU? And she's like, does anybody want me? And it was clear like something could have been going on. Maybe that's all coming to the forefront. The fact that she's trying to play nice on the outside while in reality, all of this stuff is going on behind the scenes. I don't know. I can tell you one thing. The Marvels already was probably going to be a disaster just based on the way that people were feeling about all these characters. But now with the indication of all this stuff going on, it looks like it could be even worse than we thought. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.